Morning, everyone. I'm here at Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary with Real Time Animal Rescue, doing our Sunday morning check in and update with everyone. Everyone's just kind of winding at breakfast as usual. When we usually do these live streams, there's just some crumbs left in the trough that Gilbert is nibbling on. We've got a little update on Thomas. So, as you know, he's been having a limp for a couple months now after an injury when he fell kind of in the canal during a walk, and it had kind of started to heal and then kind of flared up again. We were thinking it might be some sort of like a permanent injury, that he was always going to have a little bit of a limp, so we've been supplementing him with liquid glucosamine and CBD drops. But we noticed over this last week that his limp is pretty much gone. Just took a couple steps. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's extra good news because it is getting cold here. It's in the 40s at night, and oftentimes we see with animals with injuries, or older animals, they can get pretty stiff in the cold, and sometimes older injuries will kind of flare up and give them pain when it is cold out. Thomas is not an older animal. He's young, but we were, kind of concerned that, like I said, his front limp was going to be getting worse with these colder temperatures. But instead, it looks like maybe he just finally really healed it. And maybe in the past, it wasn't so much of a permanent injury flaring back up. But possibly he was continuing to hurt that leg, as every once in a while he does get a little burst of energy and will run around, or tussle with another one of the sheep or goats. So either way, we're just excited that he's finally stopping limping, and hopefully if that keeps up for a couple more weeks, we might be able to wean him off of those supplements and see how he does. Since he isn't an old guy, he probably doesn't really need them unless he is still limping or having an injury. Whereas our two old guys, well, old guy and girl, Gibby and Princess Buttercup, they're going to need their liquid glucosamine and CBD for the rest of their life because they are older, and we want to make sure they're as comfortable as possible. Oh, looks like the ducks are having a little meeting over here. There's Elvis on the left, Bruno, Mars, and Clyde on the right, quacking at each other. Or maybe they're quacking at me saying, stop recording. I don't know. Hi, buddy. I don't know if you guys have been tuning in for a while, but over the summer, Elvis got botulism, and we thought that he was maybe not even going to make it. Botulism has a very high fatality rate, and it was kind of a fluke that we even caught it. Oftentimes, by the time they start showing symptoms, they have less than 24 hours to pass away, and it just so happened that we had just forgotten to put his feed tray down on the ground. If you remember, we have his feed tray on that little cookie tray back there. And in the morning, since Esperanza, the sheep, will eat in here with him, we lift that food tray up onto the back wall there. And we realized as we were getting ready to leave for the day, oh, we forgot to put Elvis's food tray back. And when Teresa came in to do that, she noticed, he couldn't really use his legs. Botulism is a neurotoxin, and it attacks all the nerves in the body, and usually that's the first thing. They kind of become paralyzed, and then eventually it just works its way up, and even their lungs become paralyzed, so they just really actually can't breathe and suffocate to death, and their neck twists back. It's very gruesome, horrible. We did lose a duck like that. I think that was in 2022, but we've taken a few precautions to kind of prevent against botulism. It's something we can't necessarily get entirely away from because we are outdoors, and cockroaches do carry that botulism toxin. So we do sprinkle diatomaceous earth down, as well as we've done a few little measures with the water bottle, with the water containers there, to kind of make it a less hospitable place for cockroaches to reside, as well as we do get pest control spray. But again, an outdoor sanctuary, you can't eliminate every cockroach ever. So anyway, he made a miraculous recovery. We were so surprised. You might have seen, if you go back on our channel, you'll be able to see some of those botulism videos when we put him back in the pool for the first time and his legs were able to move, and when he stood, and we had to rotate, every 3 hours, I believe it was. We would have to give him activated charcoal, dissolved in water, and then we would give him some baby parrot food. And that's like a powder that you add a little bit of water to, almost like powdered, like baby formula. You add a little water and then we would have to syringe feed that to him. So anyway, he's made his full recovery. As you can see, that was over the summer. So yeah, that's a little happy story. Oh, hello, sir. Thomas is escorting me, I guess. So last week you might have seen, we were talking about Aelia, one of the turkeys who had hopped into the front yard. Oh, let's see if Gibby's going to play us a little song. Gibby, the little drummer boy. Hi, buddy. He likes to tap his horns, especially on Saturday mornings when we usually have music playing back here. He kind of taps to the beat. But what was it? Oh, yeah. So Aelia, we noticed she had been out front and she came back. But last Sunday, she was kind of getting a little bullied. One of the other turkey females was chasing her around. You saw that she was looking skinny. She was looking smaller, still pretty dirty. And so I guess she's probably, since she doesn't have as much energy, since like I said, she lost weight, she's sitting on a clutch of eggs, not moving for, a couple weeks, probably barely to eat or drink. She, is now having a hard time in the cold. She's kind of shivering and she's molting. That's her right there. I don't want to get too close because she is a little skittish. But this morning she was actually sleeping up on the platform up here on the goat playground area. So I was trying to use that opportunity to bring her some worms and a little bit of cat food, since cat food is actually it's supplemented for cats, obviously, but the way that it's formulated is actually like a vitamin for feather growing in birds. So if a chicken or turkey or any bird is having a hard time with their molt, when they lose their feathers, if they're taking a long time to grow back, or if they're just under the weather a little bit, we will usually give them just a little sprinkle of dry cat kibble, because that's a nice way for them to get supplement. Oh, sorry, Albert, I'm trying to get that hay out. It's like a little supplement for them to grow their feathers. But she was just too tired. She kept barely waking up when I would come over close to her and kind of walk away, take a couple steps away. But then once the sun did kind of start peeking out, she did eat some of those worms and cat food. So that was good news. And as you can see, actually, not all 5. There's 4. One must be around here somewhere, but 4 turkeys are all hanging out together. Oh, yep, Zoe's up on the roof of a chicken coop. But yeah, they're not chasing her. She is still really skittish. Even when the chickens come over to try to peck at, some of the food, she'll run away, whereas normally the turkeys do not care at all if the chickens walk up. Oh, we might have another visitor approaching. Hello, Zeus. Can you come say hi? But yeah, so that's good news on Aelia that she's not being bullied. Hi, Zeusy. And Zeus was a good boy this morning. Like you've seen, sometimes he gets a little crazy, a little food aggressive in the morning, but he was a good boy. He was not chasing us. He was not squealing at us. I actually had to go and find him to give him his food, which was a nice change. Oh, Zeus, we love you, but he can sometimes be a little bit of a grumpy old man, and we don't want him to be food aggressive, obviously. So let's see if there's anybody else we should have a little check-in with. Mr. Albert, you're looking very nice and fluffy. Is that wool keeping you warm? Yeah, what a good boy. What a good boy. Maybe we'll go over and peek and say hi to the cows really quick before we jump off. Oh, they're still working on those last few crumbs. Oh, I hear Torvi, the doggy, barking. Hi, Nala. Hi, pretty girl. Yesterday, she was doing this thing. She was kind of pawing the ground, or hooving the ground, I guess you could say, and kicking up dust all over the place, like on her back. It was really kind of strange to me because I feel like if it was the summertime, I would have surmised that perhaps she was trying to kick dirt or mud up onto her back as some sort of a coating for her skin, like a sunscreen. But it's definitely not summertime. So I was gave her a little bit of space because I was thinking, okay, are you getting ready to charge or, run around all crazy, which of course is so cute. We love when she gets the zoomies and everything, but I was in the stall with her. We were in the other stall, but still I was like, okay, well, if you're getting a little rowdy, I'm going to give you your space now. But I did get a a couple little few seconds of video recording of it. So if you are not already, come check out in the description box. We listed our social media, and I will be posting those little video clips of Nala in a little while. So you'll get to see exactly what she was doing for part of that time. Hi, Norma Jean. Norma Jean got a good brushing this morning too. She's looking nice and fluffy and sleek. No mud on her. We did get a little rain earlier in the week, and sometimes everybody's a little dirty after that happens. But I guess everybody just did a good job grooming. And I mean, other than Aelia, the poor turkey, everybody else is looking spiffy. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and jump off. Going to help Katie finish up some things. She also brought some grass clippings we are going to put in Stan's coop so he can have some, kind of grass to kind of like dig around in. We'll see how he enjoys that. If not, then we will just rake it out in a few days. But if he does like it, since she does have to mow her lawn regularly, she said that she could, bring those grass clippings for him. And of course, all these animals would be happy to eat any of those grass clippings, as she doesn't treat her lawn with any chemicals or anything like that. So they're all safe for them. Hi, Chicolette. I guess we could say bye. Is she checking us out, saying goodbye, or just trying to eat my Band-Aid? Maybe both. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.